Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Tardis Zone. And this is the Tardis Zone Talks, and we have some Doctor Who news for you. And there's quite a bit. So there's been new photos been circulating social media. Obviously, I'm a bit late on this one, but still, I said I would obviously do a stream on it. I think it was released yesterday or something. I just yeah. New Year's Eve took a lot out of me. Needed a bit of a break. I was a bit, let's just say, not feeling too good after New Year's Eve. But I'm good now. Anyway, so let's go into it quite briefly what we're going to be talking about. So Doctor Who revamps classic black and white episodes for the 60th anniversary. I will just talk on that topic quite quickly because I do want to bring people on for a stream for that one to talk about that one. So I'm going to organize that one very soon because that will be a hot topic for fans, especially those of the classic who love the classic era. Will they want classic episodes, black and white episodes, to be revamped? And we'll get into that. I'll give you my opinion on it very quickly. And do you all remember Lee's choice for the Doctor when we were doing the Sheen for 14 campaign? Well, Lee's choice for the Doctor apparently has joined the cast of Doctor Who, and we have some photographs that were provided to me by the Thing King in a private chat that we're in. He sent me these on Twitter, so I'll throw those up on screen as well. If you want to know more about the revamped classic episodes, the black and white ones, at radiotimes.com. Also with the Doctor Who fans, as obviously spotted new cast member that is also on the radiotimes.com. So let's get straight into what we have. Yes, so we'll start off with the pictures first because I think that's the easiest thing to get away. So apparently these were taken on the set or around the area where they're going to be filming Doctor Who, TV Zone, and all of those other usual suspects posting up their articles about it as well. But we've just got the photographs here, as I said, provided by the Thing King. So I just want to thank the Thing King for providing these photographs. So we will start off with the first one. Real Super Doctor is actually in that chat as well. So we've already seen these photographs. And Real Super Doctor did actually, I think it was him in the chat that actually said, I hope it's not RTD. I think he said he hope it's not RTD, just basically reusing old stuff and repackaging it. Now, obviously, fans. Well, when I say fans, I mean the other side, as usual, have come up with their suspicions on who this person is. Now, I'm just going to tell you, right? They've all said that this could possibly be the Master. So, in the next couple of days and weeks, if you see a load of YouTubers out there claiming that they have information that this guy is the Master, right? Put two and two together. What's happening here? They don't have any information. They're going off fan speculation and pretending that not everybody will just ignore the fact that fans actually spoke about this and call it rumor and speculation. Watch out for those YouTubers because I've seen those charlatans are still at it. I was having a look at their channels last night. They're still at it. They're claiming that they know parts of Shooty's series and the episodes and all of this other rubbish. They're lying through their teeth, folks. right? What they're doing is they're using whatever set photos are there are evidence, and they're trying to piece it all together themselves. But remember, folks, they're never right. They've never been right about even all the stuff that they claimed about the Jodie Whittaker era, all the rumors about, none of it that they came out with was actually truthful at all. None of it. So they're because obviously John Saxton obviously was prime minister. This is where they're getting the two and two together and thinking that this could be the master. You don't know for certain. Don't be going around and saying that you have information that he is, because you don't. So that's the first photo. So let's get into this anyway. Let's bring up the second photo. I'm sick of people lying in this fandom to people, right? They don't know nothing, folks. They've never gotten that right, right? It's like some of those big YouTubers out there claim that they've gotten loads of things right. I've got more of a hit rate than most of them. And you know that because you are here every day, right? Don't be listening to these people. So again, there you go. Seems to be a campaign center. So there's going to be some sort of leader thing going on here, leader contest going on here. Maybe it will kind of reflect what's been happening in the UK the last couple of years. Doesn't necessarily mean he's the master, though. I just want to make that clear. None of these people have a clue. They're just trying to piece things together because they see that RTD did something similar back in the day. Wise up to these people, folks. Wise up to these charlatans, right? Because they're making plenty of money off yous, right? And they're conning yous. It's a con. Not one of them has legit sources. Trust me, I know, because I have legit sources. And to be honest with you, most people that do this stuff in the main kind of know each other that do this, right? If any of these idiots were telling the truth, I'd come out and tell you. But they don't have nothing. So there's another photo there. And then someone takes a close-up of this photo that's coming up. So I'll screen share that one there now as well. Sorry. I don't know how they get away with it, but they do get away with it. But you know, when I put up actually legit stuff, then they report me. It's funny, isn't it? It's funny. So there you go. So his name is G. William. G. William in this. So his character's name is G. William. Obviously, with RTD, that could even be an anagram. If you could make an anagram out of that, maybe that's his real name. Or maybe because the lettering is a bit weird looking, maybe you turn certain letters upside down or something, or move them around. I don't know. But there you go. It seems like that this character is going to be in politics. And because John Sims Master also infiltrated the earth by doing that, they think that this is where they're coming up with all this bullshit. Because then they see this poster, right? And this poster then kind of validates their argument, or in their head it validates the argument, but you need more than this. So his poster is there. It's one of these newfangled posters that we see a lot of people use, and even on Twitter, they put their faces in these posters and then they write their little header. But this one says, the space savior, right? So because it has the space in it and savior, they're automatically jumping the gun and saying it's the master. And I guarantee there'll be some coming out with YouTube. He's going to be the master. They don't have a legit source. Even the Mirror has a better hit rate than these Muppets. If you want to find out what's going on, as I told you, always keep an eye on the Mirror. newspaper. They are a good source when it comes to Doctor Who, rumour and speculation. Ignore the Sun and all their sister papers, but the Mirror, the journalists in the Mirror really know what they're doing. And, they have said a lot of stuff that has come to fruition. So keep an eye on the Mirror newspaper if you want to know what's going on with Doctor Who. And don't be listening to these little muppets that have then their media outlets then that will post their garbage so they get views for their channels. And that's all it is, folks. You got to be very careful. I keep telling you this every year, especially now, because we are going to get a lot of stuff coming out. And, you cannot be listening to these guys hook, line, and sinker, right? They're trying to piece everything together. They think they're being clever and they're not. And then when they're desperate, right, and people start questioning them, all of a sudden then they come out with a new rumours and leak. Oh, this backs up what I said before. Remember, this is what they do. Anyway, so the actor is obviously, I can never pronounce his name properly, but I'll give it a go. So it's Aaron Barnard, and he will be playing a politician in Series 14. He's also been in Peaky Blinders and that Series 1899, which I was going to actually start watching because it looked fascinating. And then Netflix announced that they've cancelled it. And then they've done the sequel 1923 or something, or a few years later, with Harrison Ford. Are they going to now cancel that one as well? So, like, a show that I was actually going to go and watch, I'm not going to watch now because they cancelled it after one season. What's the point? And this is why I don't like these streaming platforms. They think that they could just throw out shows, right? And then people genuinely like some shows, right? And they're axing them. Makes no sense, man. What kind of business model is that? You keep the shows that are successful, and you get rid of the ones that are the least successful. You don't promote the ones that are least successful and bury the ones that are. So, of course, RTD is getting a little bit of stick from both sides of the fandom about this. Well, I wouldn't say stick necessarily, but there are fans that are a little bit worried that he's just regurgitating the old stuff and putting a new spin on it. Just because there's a politician in there doesn't mean that he's going to do the whole. And this is why I talk about these YouTubers. See, they've got people thinking that RTD is going to do the same thing again. And even if he is the politician, and even if he is the master, right, it's not going to be the same scenario, for God's sake. It'll be different. Of course it's going to be different this time. We got Neil Patrick Harris in it as well, and we got God knows who else in it. Right? This is not just going to be as simple as the Saxon storyline. This is going to be way beyond. So, people need to stop listening to these idiots who keep comparing. No, I wouldn't listen to don't listen to them, man. Don't listen to them. I always put out my stuff and I always made it clear that is rumor and speculation, right? They put it out as leaks. Leaks. It's leaks. It's not a leak. It's not a leak. Tell the truth. You're not getting it from a source, right? A source hasn't come directly to you and given you it, right? You've gone on to Reddit. You've gone on to whatever other fucking platform, Gallifrey base, whatever it is, right? What's the other one? 4chan, right? You've gone on to those platforms. You see what Doctor Who fans are talking about. You've come across some obscure rumor out there that nobody has really found or is commenting on, and then you put it out as if it's a leak, right? And there's a big YouTuber out there that's been doing that for years, right? And people turn a blind eye to it. Oh, but he's doing no harm. He's doing no harm. He's done harm in a certain fandom for seven odd years, right? Of course, he's done harm and built the channel all on lies, right? Instead of coming out and saying it out straight where the information was coming from. Oh, I've got a source that talks to another source, but isn't me regular source, but is another source that's a friend of me regular source. And then, oh, here's an article to back up what I was saying, written by someone that I personally know. Right? And it's happening in the Doctor Who fandom too. And we're seeing it with these other side of the fandom where they're trying to control the narrative still to this day. Right? And you know what? Here's the laugh. And Cheryl and lots of people could back me up on this. I remember when I first started doing my videos, I used to put it as a leak. And what was happening? I was getting pounded on Twitter for it. I was getting pounded on my YouTube channel for it by these people telling me, how dare you call it a leak? You can't call it a leak because you don't have any sources. Right? And there they are now today, all them leak. Big fucking thumbnails with leak on it. Hypocrites. You don't have leaks. You aren't getting leaks because you don't have sources. Your sources is a social media platforms, these fucking chat rooms. So tell the people where you're actually getting the rumors from. Anyway, we'll move on from that because that's an ongoing debate and topic that will continue in this fandom. But YouTubers like that shouldn't be allowed to continue to lie to the fandom on a daily basis about where they're getting their information from. They, where possible, well, obviously, if you are getting legit information from sources, you're not actually going to give up your sources, right? But if you're getting your information on platforms like 4chan and Reddit, you can't be going and telling everybody that it's a leak and that it's actually from someone, that you're getting insider information. That's lies. How are you, Chris? Nice to see you. Oh, by the way, this is our first proper stream, obviously, since New Year's Eve into New Year's Day, because we did stream over 6 hours. So just again, I don't know how everybody's New Year's gone, but we've already seen shit happen out there, and we have lots to talk about on Friday. Friday Night Contact, Hollywood star nearly bleeding dies. We'll get in more details on that, but he's okay. There's been other stuff going on as well, so we got plenty to talk about on Friday Night Contact. So come and join myself, Lee, Chris, for that. Also, some people might have noticed, I'll address it here now. So some people might have noticed that Lee's account is no longer activated. You do not have to worry. He is not suspended. He is not suspended. He's decided that, that Twitter is actually worse than what it was. And until they sort themselves out, because he's being attacked on a daily basis, until they sort it out, he's not going to spend another minute on that platform for now. So he's taking a break. So no, Lee has not been suspended. Nobody has to worry. He will be here Friday night. I'm pretty sure if he wants to address it then, he will. He probably won't, because by the sounds and the tone of him, he just doesn't want to be on Twitter right now. So he probably won't want to talk about it. So that's just for anybody out there that's wondering what's happened, Lee. He's all fine. He's just deactivated his account for now. And in a way, after what I seen, I don't actually blame him. He's not getting any protection on Twitter. And I will say this, Elon has promised all of this. So far, I will have to say there have been some changes, but it's saying that the platform is still as bad as it was under the old regime, and he needs to sort that out. It's still full of fucking dickheads, racists, bigots, homophobes, you name it. And Lee has got the brunt of that, especially by all of these trans activists keep going after him and bashing him and reporting him. But it's took its toll, and you know, he's off for a while. So yeah, he'll be here on Friday anyway, guys. So don't worry about that. But let's get into this very briefly. I do want to bring a few guests on to talk about this topic because it is going to be a hot topic because we got a lot of older fans who listen to us, and we do have younger fans also who do listen to us as well. It'd be interesting to get both sides of the both sides opinion on this. So apparently for the 60th anniversary or leading up to the 60th anniversary, they're going to revamp classic black and white episodes for the 60th anniversary. Now, here's the thing, and this is just my opinion on it. Right? So here's my problem with it. We've already seen that some of these animators or these companies, with the instruction of the BBC, obviously, and obviously with the fact that they have limited resources. So I do understand that as well. But remember, a lot of these animations that we watched, and me, guys, I've been very up and down with the animations. Some have impressed me, others have been absolutely diabolical. But the main issue for me is that a lot of these people behind the animations took a lot of liberties with the story, with the animations that they were making. If you talk to a classic Doctor Who fan, they will tell you that they're not actually into the animations because the animations don't reflect what was aired on screen at the time. And this is the problem. Now, I know there is an issue with some missing episodes out there, and it would be very difficult in some aspects to maybe get it exactly the way it was as it aired. But if you can get it as close as possible, then you're onto something. But I just think, I was thinking this anyway, with the Disney money anyway, they could start from scratch and do all the animations again. But this time, do them the way it was aired live, if you can. And that's where I stand on it. I been very up and down on these animations. As I said, some have impressed me and some have been absolutely diabolical. I would like to see a Doctor Who animation where it's smooth, just as if you are watching a live action. That's what I've always wanted. The Doctor Who animations always looked a bit jumpy or, rigid. I want it to be more natural, and Disney can do that. Well, spent with the money, and they've got an animation team, so there's no way that they couldn't help in recreating these black and white episodes. So apparently as well, according to the Mirror, who I told you is a good source, claims that surviving black and white episodes of Doctor Who will be restored and colorized for broadcast in 2023. Now, I will say this. I'm not a fan of the colorization. I know there are fans dedicated to that. And I've seen some excellent colorization of these episodes done by fans themselves. But the episodes were black and white, and they were aired in black and white, right? Restore them all you want, right? but don't colorize them. I don't want them to be colorized. I would not like to see William Hartnell in color. I'm sorry. His Doctor was filmed in black and white, and that's what I want to see. So, and it'll be the same with Troughton as well. So, what it sounds like to me is if what the Mirror is saying is that if this is the case and that's what's happening, then I reckon what's going to happen is we're probably going to get a classic Doctor episode. Probably before, they could do it before November and give us a month where they maybe churn out classic episodes. But I don't see that happening in 2023. To be quite honest, that's a lot of work. It depends on what stories they're going to use as well. I think they mentioned the stories there. The two stories that will be getting animation treatments are William Hartnell's penultimate story, The Smugglers, and Patrick Troughton's third adventure, The Underwater Menace. Both 4-part series were originally transmitted by the BBC before film prints were sold overseas and original tapes destroyed because the BBC are a bunch of muppets. So, 2 or 3 episodes of The Underwater Menace have been recovered, but only brief clips from the Smuggler stories exists. So that's what I mean. You know, they've got one there, The Smugglers. Only a brief clip of the Smuggler story exists. So in reality, what I would say is, well, they shouldn't touch that then. Right? Because if they don't have surviving clips and they don't know how this story played out back in the day, they shouldn't do it. It's all well and good having the script there. Right? But you don't... see, this is where we're getting into now with this. You know, we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens. But this is gonna be another stream for another day. I want to bring people on for this one and talk about this because this is the topic that everybody will want to talk about. I just don't know now. I don't know. I mean, if you've only got little clips, you shouldn't. That's it. Leave it. It's until you recover the whole lot. If you can recover it now at this stage, they're all well and good. Can't they give an option to leave it black and white? Well, I suppose the idea of doing this, Chris, would be to sell them later on DVD and Blu-ray. But they're going to televise these as color. I'm not really a fan of classic Doctors being colorized because it's not that it was just filmed in black and white. The black and white covered a lot of the poor effects, the poor backgrounds and stuff like that. You all of a sudden colorize that, right? It's going to be exposed for everybody to see. So I think it actually makes it worse, to be honest. Leave it as black and white. I mean, if you want to give people the option to watch it in color so they can see all the little mistakes and stuff like that, fine. But the black and white covers most of that. That's where I stand on it. We'll see what happens. I mean, as I said, the Mirror is a good source. And I wouldn't rule out what the Mirror is saying, to be quite honest with you. I'm in two minds about this, to be quite honest. What I think they should do personally is the animations that they just didn't have the budget for, but they did them anyway. I would, and have the whole story available. I would redo those again, especially with the money that you have now, and you could do them properly and give us proper animations. As for the ones that have episodes missing, well, unfortunately, those episodes are missing, and unless you know exactly the way, frame by frame and scene by scene, how that played out, then I would say go ahead. But if you don't, I would leave it. I would leave it. Remember, it is a long, long time ago, and the fact that BBC had no problem of selling off stuff overseas and then actually throwing the rest of it in a skip is just beyond me. But there you go. That's what they did back in the day. That was their policy. I bet they don't do that now anyway. I can guarantee you that. But Doctor Who bore the brunt. So we'll see what happens. We will see what happens. But as I said, we'll do a separate stream on this and get guests on to talk about this, because it will be an interesting one to see where people stand. But that's where I stand. Yeah, again, some people are not opposed to the colorization. Again, as I said, if you're a fan of that, or as Brisk said, it might change totally the different experience, and it totally changes the atmosphere. Fair enough. If that's what you want to see, that's fine. Fair enough. But I'd rather them stay the way they were. You know what? See, this is what's kind of hypocritical about fandom. We hear fandom out there all over the place saying, "Oh, you should stick to the source material. You shouldn't change it too much, this, that, and the other." While kind of changing it from black and white to colorization is changing the way it was originally intended to be seen. So why would fans be in favor of that? So, I just thought I'd throw that out there because it's kind of the same thing. If it was originally filmed in black and white, why would you want to change? Why? That's how it was intended to be seen, in black and white. There seems to be an obsession with our fandom, especially anyway, with the colorization of black and white episodes. And as I said, some of it does look impressive. But at the same time, it's yes, while it's nice to get some of those little clips colorized, that doesn't mean that I want it all to be colorized. Sorry, but I don't. It was filmed in black and white. It should remain black and white. And if you don't have the whole story, right, you shouldn't be animating the stories either. You should leave them until you find them, or something helps you to be able to reconstruct the whole episode identical to the way it was filmed. They take too many liberties. But that's where I stand on it. I'm a firm believer that you should leave things the way they are. So it was filmed in black and white, should be left in black and white. Right? It's like getting all our old westerns we watched back in the day and colorizing all of them. It wouldn't be the same. Wouldn't be the same. And as Brisk said, it does totally change. It would totally change the atmosphere. So it'd give the episode a completely different tone as well. And yes, while it is a new learning and watching experience, it's not going to be the same. It could taint your love for the story that you've loved all your. It's as simple as that. Anyway, as I said, this is a debate that will go on for a while. People will have very strong opinions on it. That's my opinion on it. I think you all know where I stand on it. Uh, so it's up. I suppose it's different strokes for different folks, as they say. It's just not. It's just not a thing that's top priority on my list anyway. What should be top priority on anybody's list, or especially the creators of Doctor Who right now, it shouldn't be classic episodes. And I know RTD is busy filming already with Shooty's era, but that's what needs to take center stage right now. The 60th anniversary and Shooties, right? Because the show has to survive. Because you could do all of this with the classic stuff, and that's all well and good, and get people all excited for Doctor Who again. And I can understand why RTD would want to do it, because it's a way, again, everything that RTD and his team are doing is designed to win fans back. So doing this classic stuff is another way of reeling us back in that have felt that we haven't been listened to over the last few years. But at the same time, I would say to RTD, yeah, I love the classic stories, and I would like to see them done properly and respected and all of that. But Doctor Who right now is in a state, and all of that is irrelevant if the main show is not a success anymore. Right? You could do all of this fancy stuff with the animations and the black and white episodes, do all of that and waste all of the money on all of that. Right? But if the main show flops, all of that was for nothing. It was for nothing, and it was a waste of money. Get the main show right before you even think of doing any of this stuff and the spin-off stuff. But it seems, and I'm not liking what I'm hearing, but it seems like that this is going to be basically the way Disney do it. He's not going to take his time. Everything's going to be flash, bang, out, bang, 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 bang. And I think that's wrong. Have they not learned from the Disney model? Right? It doesn't work. It doesn't work. Right? Because the main franchise of all of these spin-off shows that they're doing is not in a good state. So people, even if the spin-offs and some of them are good, right, people are not going to tune in and watch because you've tainted the main franchise. Now, Doctor Who needs to be fixed. So fix Doctor Who first, get it back up on the top of the ratings, and then think about all your other stuff. I just hope this is not RTD overextending themselves and trust me, look, there's a lot of money gone in, right? And most of that apparently kicks in when Shooty's era kicks in. But remember, people are forgetting about the Sony money, right? People are conveniently forgetting about the Sony money, right? The Sony money is there, right? So he can do some of this stuff that he wants to do. But I just hope he doesn't overextend himself, and they hope they don't have their fingers in too many pies too soon, because it'll get messy. And we don't want Doctor Who to be another disaster like Disney. And it even looks like now Netflix could be in trouble over Wednesday now. And season 2 is being put on hold, and it mightn't even drop on Netflix now. So that's something else we have to talk about on Friday as well. But I just threw that. But this is what happens, man. Netflix have overextended themselves for years, man. They just don't keep their popular shows. And even if they do have popular shows, then there's some sort of legal stuff because they have just ignored. And we're seeing a lot of these companies, I've noticed, and I will be bringing this up on Friday, a lot of these companies stealing fan art and putting them in their TV shows and thinking that they can get away with it, not respecting fans. Anyway, we'll leave it there because I've nothing more really to add on the DVD thing. As for the photos and the speculation by all of these fans, and mark my words, there'll be loads of videos claiming that he's the master now, right? Because that's how they work. But watch out for the charlatans and the con artists, because that's exactly what they are. They're getting their stuff from Reddit, or they're getting their friends to make it up so they can actually talk about it themselves. They actually have no sources and no legit sources. And remember, these are the very same people that will dismiss what the Mirror have said, but yet the Mirror has been right on so many occasions especially when it's come to what's happening in the 60th and Shooty's era. The Mirror have actually been spot on, right? But a lot of these people that claim that they have insider information, not one of them has been right throughout their time. And you can go and check back. They've never been right once, right? You need to wise up to these people. They know exactly what they're doing. And could people actually stop as well? I'm just going to say it one last time. Stop tagging me in their videos as well. I have no interest in what they say, right? Don't be, just because, I've dealt with rumor and speculation. I don't want you sending me their videos because I know they're absolute bullshit. So stop sending me their videos as well, please, because they don't have legit sources, okay? They're getting their stuff off these platforms. So I don't listen to them, right? And they get their friends to even make some stuff up and put it up on Reddit, right? It was exposed last year. People need to wise up, right? We exposed all of this last year, right? Some fella was openly putting up rumors every day on Reddit. And then all of a sudden, there were certain channels out there reporting on the exact same thing that he was throwing up. And he got caught out because I started noticing that all these rumors were very similar, right? And I did a bit of digging, and a couple of other people did a bit of digging. And then we exposed the fella that was doing it, and he openly admitted that he threw it up to try and discredit people like myself that were putting out rumors because they wanted us to report on it. But what happened was their own friends decided, we'll capitalize on that. Even if it is lies, people will buy it anyway because they come and they love our channel, so we'll get the clicks anyway, and that's all they do it for. I never did it for any clicks whatsoever. I just threw the rumors out there. I didn't care if 50 people watched my video or 100 people watched my video. It was out there. It was in the public domain, and that's all I cared about, right? That was it. For them, it's all about the clicks, the subs, and the super chats. Don't be listening to fucking con artists out there. Anyway, they can keep their leaks because I'm off to have a leak. I'm only messing. I'm off to make some lovely bourbon burgers now. So we're going to have burgers and chips for dinner. That's what we're going to do. So nice burgers and fries, homemade fries, and lovely burger with bacon and cheese and all of that delicious stuff that you put on a burger. And that's what I'm going to have for my dinner. So I'm going to leave it there. So happy New Year to you all. I hope it was great. It hasn't been a great year for some people out there so far. Have you seen all the stuff which we will be talking about on Friday night? Come and join myself, Lee, and Chris, and we will be talking about the week's news because I'm pretty sure we're already in the fourth day into the new year, and there's already been a lot of stuff that we can talk about. And trust me, by the time we get to the end of the week, there will be absolutely plenty. By the way, this weekend is a bumper packed for you all. So on Friday, obviously, me, Chris, and Lee are here for Friday Night Contact. And then on Saturday, Noel Clark is back. It was supposed to be yesterday, but Noel got back to me and he says, I totally forgot about our stream. I've been on kid duty. I'm on school duty. So can we do it over the weekend? So Noel Clark, writer, actor, director, BAFTA winner, is going to be joining us on Saturday for Fast Girls. Now, if you've seen the little video that thrown up, if you want to rent the movie, I've left the links in there if you want to rent the movie. Come and join us. What happens is, for anybody that doesn't know how these work, so basically what we do is we get your copy of that movie, Fast Girls, and come on that night with us. Then you'll see us all on the panel, myself, Lee, and Noel. And then what we do is we'll do a countdown, 10 to 1, and then we get you to press play. And while you are watching along at home, just like we'll be watching along at home too, and Noel Clark will be talking about the movie, giving his opinions on what happened, certain scenes, and why scenes were framed. If you haven't watched the last two streams with him, Go and check them out. That's Brotherhood and Adulthood. He didn't join us for his first movie because I never thought I'd actually get him on. As I said, it's a funny little story, but it all started because of the troll, and then it ended up actually happening. So thank you to that troll. You actually did me a favor. So he's back on Saturday. So come and join me for that. So you have a great weekend to look forward to here with loads of people joining us, and it'll be fun. No chicken, no. And here I was to grill some chicken breast, says Chris Persia. Now, no chicken today. We've laid off the chicken a little bit. Yeah, because we ate a lot of turkey, and I know turkey and chicken are kind of different, but still, it's kind of eating a large chicken, but not as tasty. But there you go. But yeah, no, we're gonna have some lovely burgers, and trust me, Chris, I'm actually dying for a burger all over the Christmas. Do you notice that though? Right, you eat all that crap during the year, but for a few weeks over the Christmas, you're obviously eating all the other stuff, the Christmas food as they would call it. But you get a couple of weeks in, then you're like, oh man, I'd love a burger, right? So all during the Christmas, the only thing I could think of was a burger from McDonald's. Even though I don't really eat McDonald's, I just wanted a fucking Big Mac. I just chicken nuggets then popped there. I wanted chicken nuggets then. Just oh man. We even ended up getting a chipper and a curry, I think, over and that didn't go down too well. And then, as you've all seen, I got that pineapple pizza. So yeah. Well, yeah, I'm dying for a burger. So I'm gonna do me burgers and feed the wife before she starts ringing Amnesty International up and accusing me of starving her. We'd have a poster of Cheryl there. My husband refuses to feed me. Please send a donation my way. Anyway, I shall see you all very soon. We still haven't got the schedule yet because we're only the first week into the new year, and to be quite honest with you, I'm still kind of all over the place a little bit, but we'll get it nailed down. But you all know we're here Friday night, 9 o'clock, and it's the same time as well for the Noel Clark stream as well on Saturday night. So both nights, 9 p.m. UK time. Mark that down on your calendars because then you'll be able to figure out what the time zone is in whatever country is our in. So that's 9 p.m. UK time. Join us Friday night contact, and then on Saturday then with the main man himself, Noel Clark. And yeah, it's gonna be interesting. How could you know McDonald's is just dry, bland me? Anything but that. I'd even accept Burger King. I love Burger King. I don't really, Cheryl will tell you, I don't really eat McDonald's, but there's so many McDonald's ads on. See, that's what happens, right? I've noticed that, right? Especially in Ireland, right? You'll be sitting here, right, and you get all your Christmas ads with your Christmas turkey dinners and all that, and it looks lovely. And then the next ad will be for Burger King or McDonald's, but it was mostly McDonald's over the Christmas. So I kept seeing chicken nuggets flying at me and Big Macs and quarter pounder with cheeses. But I agree. I worked at McDonald's for a while. We even as staff, we used to make up our own burgers because we knew which burgers were the better burgers to eat. And we used to just stack them up on buns and stuff and put bacon and all extra shit on them. We used to put everything that you get on every other burger and just whack it on one big burger, except for the fish. So there you go. Chris has put it up there because I'm bad with time zones. So it's 9 p.m. UK, 4 p.m. Eastern, and 1 p.m. Pacific. Is it Pacific Standard Time? Am I getting that right? I'll get used to that eventually. So there you go. That's when we're on both streams. So come and join us for that, folks, because we do like to see you all in the chat. And it's nice to see you all still hanging around. I thought some of you will still be busy because the new year does be busy for a lot of people. It's nice to see a lot of you in the chat now. And full steam ahead. So that's for 9 p.m. So I should really write that down, shouldn't I? So I shouldn't forget. Oh no, screenshot it. Because every time I do a stream at 9 o'clock now, I'll know, except when the clocks go back then, that's when it starts getting all haywire again. Oh, Jesus Christ. I don't know. Sometimes I think they should get rid of the daylight savings time nonsense, but we need it. But we actually do need it, so there you go. Anyway, Chris has it up on screen there. So we'll leave it there now, because seriously, I've been saying we leave it there the last like 5 minutes, and you know me, if I don't go, I'll be out with the frying pan. So we'll see you later, folks. Have a good one. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and I will talk to you very, very soon. And Happy New Year again to you all. I hope 2023 is better for everybody. But of course, we'll be with you every step of the way. So come and join us, and we will see you soon. Have a good one, folks. Good night. Have a good one. Bye. Thank you.